All right, well, let's get over now to meteorologist Hannah Gard with your Weather Authority forecast. What's your take on the lightning strikes?
Well, if Shelby learned that in school, then that's probably true. I do think that a lot of the people that survive from lightning strikes, it's the lightning energy coming through the ground or conducting through something else. I'll have to look into it though. But yeah, Shelby just said that's not the main strike. That's the energy from the strike. So we'll look into it though. The next big change that we're going to see is some heating happening late week. We have some cooler air staying north of us, that fall field just out of our reach, and we are watching the tropics. But right now on the radar, we do have a little bit of rain. Offshore, we're seeing some storms, little downpours in the southern coastal areas, mainly in Plaquemines Parish, but you'll see some scattered showers and downpours through the day today. If you look at our satellite radar in the future, you're going to see some of those showers trying to climb a little bit farther up the South Shore. So I wouldn't even rule it out for the metro, similar to yesterday. And we could see some scattered shower activity up north as well. Temperatures getting to around 90 degrees for our high today. We still keep the easterly winds around through tomorrow, but you could see some scattered shower activity coming in from the northwest. Pretty spotty. It's going to be a little bit hotter. We'll be around 92 for our high for your Wednesday, and then Thursday looking mainly dry, maybe some coastal showers and storms, and we're starting to push toward the mid-90s, 94 for our high on Thursday. The other thing that's going to change is we still have some of that drier air around on the North Shore, especially where the dew points will be in the 60s this afternoon. We're going to start to climb back into the 70s. This is the North Shore dew points, so it's going to be even higher on the South Shore. So the humidity really coming back Thursday and Friday, and that will be noticeable. Along with the temperatures climbing, that's going to push the heat index. We'll likely get to around triple digits again. 94 for our high Thursday, Friday, paired with that humidity will make it feel pretty hot. The good news, temperatures will fall in the later half of the weekend. We'll be back down to 89 on Monday, but this is due to rain chances. The fall weather is just stuck up here to the north. These fronts are trying to come down, but if you look how far north that low pressure is that is bringing those fronts, we're just not really getting them down to the Gulf Coast. So by the later half of the weekend, we have a front that will make it almost to us. Maybe we get some drier air, but it looks like we'll have rain chances along with that. And then we see a little bit of a pattern shift. We're going to have a cutoff low trying to come off of the desert southwest, and this looks to increase our rain chances in the early parts of next week. We're pretty dry until then. Today we could see those scattered showers and we dry out a bit into the end of the week. That's why we're heating up. But then as we get that cutoff low, that's going to bring those storm chances back around. Looking at the tropics, we do have a wave that we're watching off the coast of Africa. There's also a tropical depression over here on the eastern Pacific side where we've seen much more activity. We haven't had much happening on our side, but we do have this wave that we're expecting to become our next named storm. It looks pretty likely that this will form. It has a high chance of formation in this highlighted area by the National Hurricane Center over the next 2 or so days. We could see that forming into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. Now we'll have to watch this system as it moves to the west, which it will because we have high pressure up north, which is going to direct it westward. If it forms a little bit faster, it will want to be steered a little bit farther north, so maybe passing north of the Lesser Antilles. But if it stays weak for longer, we'll have to watch this for the Lesser Antilles, potentially areas in the Caribbean, but there's just a lot of question marks right now. With that slow development, how quickly does it become a system, and then long-range upper-level steering. We'll keep monitoring it. The next name on the list is Gabrielle, but we don't want to let our guard down, even though we haven't seen much happening over the past couple of weeks. If you look at last year, we had a lot of activity ramping up in September, and it is the peak of hurricane season, so that's what you would expect this time of year. Our 7-day forecast, though, we're not worried about anything tropical. We're just going to see that heat building a little bit. The drier air starts to move out by Friday, but then for the weekend, we'll have that front coming down. Maybe we get some drier air Sunday into Monday, but it does look like those storm chances will come back around. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Sam.